Hey guys, I am going to, hold on. I got this thing. Okay, I am going to tell you guys about Parshas Vayakhel. Now, first of all, the word Vayakhel comes from the shorish kahal, which has to do with gathering, which is interesting because right now we are not allowed to be gathering. Anyway, so in this Parshas Vayakhel, Moshe gives Bnei Israel the new luchos. As we know, or as we talked about, he brings the luchos to them on Yom Kippur. This is the second luchos after he had broken the luchos because he got so mad and so upset at the fact that Bnei Israel did such a horrible thing of making avodah zarah. Anyway, so he also on Yom Kippur let Bnei Israel know that Hashem was ready to forgive them, that he was going to forgive them, and now what he wanted is for Bnei Israel to build him a house amongst them so that he could be there. So the house, as we discussed, is the Mishkan, and a lot needed to go into making this Mishkan. So Moshe then talked to Bnei Israel and told them, you guys, we need to donate stuff. We need everybody to band together and bring for the good of building this house for Hashem. So people needed to bring, gold and silver and copper and wood, special wood, and animal skins of special kinds, and lots of other things. Oh, and spices and olive oil and precious stones, etc. So all of those things needed to be brought. And Hashem said to Bnei Israel, please make sure to donate these things so that we can make the Mishkan. He said, I'm not telling you exactly how much to give. And I'm not telling you how fast to give, but just know that until you guys donate what needs to be donated, we won't be able to make the Mishkan. So Bnei Israel were so excited that that Hashem had forgiven them for this horrible, horrible decision that they made to do avodah zarah. So they were so excited and happy to donate their stuff for this Mishkan, for this house for Hashem. They were excited at the idea that Hashem was going to rejoin them and was going to be there with them and that they were in his good graces again. They were ecstatic, and so they started donating and bringing and making sure that stuff that was needed for the Mishkan was there. So much so that it got to the point where Moshe had to send someone around to say, stop donating. We now have enough stuff for the Mishkan. Now, one kind of sad thing happened during this, and that is the Nesiim, the heads of the Shvatim, did not run to do a mitzvah. Now, we know that it's important to have zrizus to do a mitzvah, which means to run to do a mitzvah and do it happily, and to be excited and, sorry, I'm like fidgety, and to be excited to go do a mitzvah. Anyway, so the Nesiim, the heads, did not run. They said, oh, we'll wait, and then once everybody gives what they need to give, we'll make up what's left. We'll give the rest. Now, this was not the right choice. They were definitely not showing zrizus to do a mitzvah. And so they were left in a situation where everything was already given and they didn't get a chance to give the mitzvah. They didn't get a chance to bring all this stuff. So what happened? First of all, remember, one of the reasons that everybody needed to be donating and needed to be giving is A, because they needed the stuff to build the Mishkan, but B, also because this way, when we give, we have a part in it. We have buy-in to what we're doing. So when we give of ourselves and when we donate stuff, we feel more connected. Remember how we talked about in class a few Parshos ago? We talked about how if somebody was invited to a potluck dinner, let's say, obviously lahavdil, Mishkan is Mishkan, potluck dinner is a different thing altogether. But let's say people were invited to potluck dinner and everybody brought this big elaborate dish and everybody brought like yummy chicken and yummy beef and all these like side dishes and yummy stuff. And so those people would feel like, hey, this is my potluck dinner. Let's say then someone just brought something really small, like just, I don't know. Maybe they didn't even bring anything at all. They just came as guests. Would they feel as connected? Would they feel as part of this dinner? Hopefully, yes, because we would do hachnasas orchim. We would invite them to join, but them inside, they would not necessarily feel quite as connected as those people that brought from themselves, that slaved over their hot stove to make yummy stuff, or that baked those yummy cakes, and etc., etc. Okay, I'm maybe a little bit hungry for lunch, but still, that was the analogy we used the other day or a few weeks ago, so that is the analogy I'm using now. So now these Nisim didn't have a chance to bring. So were they going to feel connected to the Mishkan, to Hashem's house? Were they going to feel a part? This was a big problem. So Hashem created a situation, and Moshe then told them, you know what? We still need stones for some of, precious stones for some of the Kohen Gadol's clothing. You guys can bring that. That would help them feel connected still. That would be okay. And then there was a little bit of spices and a little bit of oils that still might have needed to be brought. So they were able to do that. But they almost totally missed feeling part, like a real part of the Mishkan and therefore of Hashem, right? So from that we learn, hey, if there's a mitzvah to be done, we should do it right away. We don't want to not feel connected because we chose to just wait around and see what might be left and what nobody else does, right? We want to feel connected to the rest of the Jewish people and to the rest of the world. So we need to rush and to also obviously connect it to Hashem. So we want to rush and we want to make sure that we do the good deeds, the mitzvos that we're supposed to do so that we also feel connected. And so obviously so that they get done because they need to get done, but also so we feel connected. So after that, now that all the stuff was collected, now someone needed to run the show. someone needed to be the head builder guy to make sure that everything got done right. So Moshe appointed his, I don't remember what he's Miriam's great grandson, whose name was, wait for it, I knew it a minute ago, but then I forgot. Wait for it. I was right. This is the name that I was going to say, but I didn't want to give you guys the wrong name, because Moras sometimes forget to. So it was Bezalel. Bezalel was going to run the show. He was going to be the head builder guy of the Mishkan, and he was going to make sure everything was done right. And Hashem, through Moshe, appointed an assistant for him. And that assistant was Oholiav. I don't even know if I said that correctly. Hopefully so. Anyway, so they oversaw everything and made sure that the things that needed to be done were done correctly and that everything was used in the right way. And that, my friends, is the end of Parshas Vayakhel.